We have new fountainable characters. Mojo's winter milestones are here. And when is the next orb opening event? We're discussing this and a lot more on your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. And if you're ready for it, my brother, the destroyer of COVID, OhemGee, tell him what to do.
Let's get foundable. Ah!
ValleyFlyin.
Oh yeah, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am ValleyFlyin. Welcome back to the channel and your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. I hope you're doing well. I am joined by you, OhemGee, for the final news update before Christmas. Now, guys, if it's your first time here, we do this every single week. And make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want more great Marvel Strike Force content, plus that notification bell if you want to get notified as soon as a new video is released. But, brother OhemGee, how are you, my friend?
I'm feeling a million times better, but yeah, I'm through. I think I'm about 16, 17 days from getting through, COVID started. And yeah, I feel great. Just the last 2-3 days, energy is 80%. I feel great.
That's good. That's good. I was worried about you for a little bit. I'm glad you're feeling better though.
You messaged me like make a video. I'm like, no.
Yeah. All last week.
I slept a lot. Yeah, I was like, no, I need to sleep. I just slept a lot.
We had some stuff planned and like, oh, hey, I got the thing, and we're like, all right, just wait till you're feeling better, my friend. But I'm glad you're feeling better. So
yeah, everybody, there's 6 of us that got it, and we're all doing well. So it's great.
Good. I'm happy to hear. But let's get to the first question of the news, because I know this is on everybody's mind. I've been asking everybody this leading up to Christmas, so I'm gonna ask you this: is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
It's not a traditional Christmas movie. I think you could make it a Christmas. It definitely has Christmas in it, but there's other movies like Home Alone and the Grinch and stuff like that, and Elf Story or Elf. That's what I think of Christmas movies.
Not the action Christmas movies like the ones that take place at Christmas, like Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, First Blood.
I mean, they probably were released at Christmas, and so they're technically Christmas movies. But what is a Christmas movie? Christmas movie is that when you're out of town with your family members and you have like 3 hours to kill and you watch a movie. What movie are you gonna watch? It's a Christmas movie. I don't know if we're gonna watch Die Hard. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't think we're gonna watch Die Hard. We're gonna watch like Elf.
Well, we watched Home Alone, we watched Elf, and the other night we watched Die Hard as a family.
Okay. So, but there's like 4 or 5 like everybody Christmas movies that everybody watches, right? Yeah. I don't know if Die Hard is in that rotation. Is what I'm trying to say.
I'm trying to get it in the rotation. So.
Okay, I mean it's. Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Right. Well, let me know your thoughts on that, chat. I've been asking everybody and getting a few different answers, but in my opinion, it is a Christmas movie. But let's talk about something else that is very, very important. We had an event come up last week, and my man, big shout out, OhemGee, am I on TV? Hi, Mom. Hi, Mojo. Big fan, love this show. That can only mean one thing. That you are officially in the game, my friend.
It very possibly could be coincidental. Like I choose to believe that it was that it was a shout out, but it's probably coincidental.
I think if it was OhemGee, just the letters, it would be coincidental. Yeah. But the way this is spelled, my goodness, this is a shout out to you. This is definitely a shout out to you, brother.
But it's interesting. The foreign translations all say mom, mom, mom. All the other languages, they translated it differently. So it's just the English translation that has that.
Well, maybe because they know the foreigners aren't watching you as much, or I don't know. Or the English speaking audience would know what this means. And I think it's a shout out. Right. Let me know your thoughts in the chat, guys. Do you think this is a shout out to OhemGee? I do. I think it is.
It might be. I might be for sure.
Immortalized in Marvel Strike Force, brother.
Maybe.
I love it. All right, now another important discussion that I know you have a lot to say, and this has been on the minds of the community for a while. When is the next orb opening event? Come on, Scopely. We've been hoarding for a long time. When is it going to be?
All right. Well, let's
start the rant.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so the last blog post of the year was on Friday, and basically we're not going to get another blog post until the middle of January. And so there is no data mine or blog post suggesting there's going to be an orb opening event. What we were going off of was past history and what's happened the last 2 Christmases in a row. And so like last year, they announced it on December 20th and it happened around right now. Okay, so that's not happening. And my guess is that there has been a shift in thinking over there at Scopely. And what makes me believe that is that the switching around of the Ebony Maw and Shuri events. It seems like they're trying to mix things up a little bit with the legendary cadence, and then also with the orb opening event. So here's the thing: the developers, 1000%, Cerebro and Zeeks, both know that this is a hot topic on Reddit and everywhere, and they have read the posts. They have read the posts.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They've seen, you can see
there's
they're
been
commenting on a
DMs.
thread.
There's been DMs. They definitely know about it.
No, they know about this, and they're not saying anything. So this to me does not mean that the orb opening event is never coming. It's just not coming right now. And I believe that they want it to be unpredictable, and they want it to be so that we're surprised by it. Now, we don't have any information in the data mine suggesting it's coming. I haven't been able to find anything in the data mine. No. And so what I did, and do whatever you want to do, is I opened up the important orbs that I thought would benefit me. So there were certain orbs that I need to open because there's things inside of them I want. For example, premium orbs and basic orbs. And for me, I'm also trying to get into Dark Dimension 4. So there were a lot of orange orbs that I opened because I needed the mini 13s, like the alien spores and the ballistic weaves. There were things that I needed.
Yeah.
So I went and I cleared all that stuff out of my inventory on Friday. And there are orbs for me that give me nothing useful. For example, blue gear, and to a lesser extent, purple gear, ability orbs, and so on. And so I think everybody should make an assessment of, is there going to be an event? Does it even matter? When is it coming? I don't know. Am I going to save this event that potentially I could unlock Cull, and I could take Cull from 5 to 6 stars, but I'm not opening it because of something that may not happen?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, don't do that. I mean, do what you want, but I don't see the upside of saving. If there's going to be an event, we're not going to hear about it until January. And so my suggestion is, open orbs that help you and save the orbs that don't. And newer players, probably all the orbs help you. And maybe this should not be a thing at all. What do you think?
I'm probably gonna do the same before the end of the year. Open my premiums, open my basics, open the milestone orbs, and maybe like the raid and the blitz orbs for Domino. And actually not the raid, there's nobody I need the raid sword, but everything like the raid orbs, like I just mentioned, things that I don't need. I'm not level 80 yet, so there's no point in me opening a lot of the orange gear right now. So I'm just gonna wait on that. But premiums, milestones, things that I could use right now, I probably am gonna open before the end of the year. And who knows when it's gonna come? I have no idea. And you brought up an interesting point. Before we started recording, you'd think that the Cerebro Zeeks looking at the infographics that people are putting out said, oh, these are the dates they think they're going to do? Well, surprise, because the legendary schedule's been a little off from all those predictions and all the routine that we've been in as far as the cadence and the dates and things.
There's been some amazing legendary infographics. There's some amazing infographics out there floating around that shows what's happened in the past and the predictable manner and trying to make predictions. And it's almost like they got their hands on that and they're messing with things to keep things a little bit unpredictable. I know that the Shuri Ebony Maw thing really threw a lot of people off.
Yeah,
it really did. And because there was a predictable cadence to the legendary, and for one reason or another, they made a decision of flipping them around, and that caused a lot of people not to be ready. A lot of people to be not ready for Ebony Maw, and then having to wait an extra 2 weeks for Shuri. Yeah. So, and it is what it is.
Even before that, though, remember they were like every 2 weeks, but then they did like a couple in 1 week type thing. They're just
Fury, they basically doubled down on one. So I think they're trying to keep things unpredictable, and I think they're doing the same thing with the orb opening event. And I personally feel like they should just get rid of this orb opening event. I think 2 years ago somebody had a brilliant idea of like, hey, let's have an orb opening event This will fuel spending. What that has turned into today is people hoarding many, and I don't think this event nets them any sales, and it just causes people to hoard unnecessarily. And I wish that they would just rather than updating orbs, issue out new orbs and saying the old orbs are done. No more orb events and no more hoarding. But they need to say something publicly, because people, people are sitting on thousands of orbs. I think I opened up 1,000 orbs on Friday, and I still have 1,000 more that I'm not using. So what's the point of that? I don't know if that's an intentional game design that is fun. Right. I don't like looking at red dots. I hate the red dots.
I am there as well. And I think that's been an outcry from a lot of the community on Reddit that I see in the comments and on Discord, just people saying, hey, make a statement one way or the other. Are we going to have one? Are we not going to have one? If we're not going to do this ever again, just make a statement. We'll open all of our orbs and but I guess that they rely on that unpredictability, that panic buying, that panic farming. So maybe it's a marketing strategy.
I do think if it was over, they would have said something. I do think that. I think if it was over, they would have said something. But I just think they're going to spring it in the spring sometime randomly, and it's going to be completely unpredictable, or else they don't get the sales, right? If everybody knows it's coming. So I think that's the intention, is them to mix it up a little bit.
Well, my stance still stands the same, guys. If you need the orbits right now, then open them. If you could afford to wait, like for me, I'm not really going to use the orange gear until I get to level 80. I'm going to wait on those. I'm not going to open any of my orange gear orbs, things like that. And then just like you, blue, purple, I don't really need that stuff. So
as needed, I'll open them when I need them. So if I'll save them until I need them, but right now I don't need them.
My gold training mats, I open them as needed as well, regardless of an event or not. I just hold them and wait till I have an event.
I do think people should save red stars for characters that they want. I think everybody should be saving red stars, because the boosted drop rates on characters are important, and some characters are more important than others. And for me personally, I will look at a kit of a character and say, do I want a 3, 4, or 5? And, usually the 5s are going to be very important characters, like Emma and Symbiote Spider-Man, or Legendaries, those type of characters. And everything else is a 4. And then bad characters, or characters that I don't have a lot of interest in, like, let's say She-Hulk, that was a 3. So I do think saving red stars and opening them when they're boosted on new character releases is a smart strategy.
I would agree with that. All right, and this has been out for a little while now. We're in our 3rd season of this real-time arena and the battle pass. Third week of this, and you've had a little time to digest it. I know initially there was a lot of controversy. Some people loved it, some people hated it. I haven't really talked to you since this came out. So what are your thoughts on real-time arena and this new battle pass?
Okay, I do like real-time arena. For me, making it looks like we're able to get through it pretty easily, and if I get a slow character, a character that's slow and unable to get the abilities off, or an underdeveloped character, it's actually not that inconvenient to skip them. There's enough points out there. The fastest way to do it, of course, not have to go straight knockouts, is to finish the daily objectives. But, I'm finding that if I spend about 30 minutes a day on it, knock out as many objectives that are reasonable, get as many knockouts as I can in that 30 minutes, I'm getting through it fine. I can see that, we're 2 weeks in, right?
Yeah.
And you're already at 76. I'm somewhere around there. Like, it's possible to finish this in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You don't need the full month. And the rewards.
What was the calculation? 42,000 total points, and you need 25 or something around there.
There's something like 41 or 42,000 total points available by completing everything, and you only need like 25,000 to get everything. So it's not as difficult as I thought, and I don't see the need to do more than 30 minutes a day, because if I'm doing more than 30 minutes a day, then I'm gonna have nothing to do at the end. But I can pace myself and tackle, and I do enjoy the game mode. I do, how do I word this? This is not balanced PvP at all. No. And I really enjoyed the strategy of drafting and playing against people when it's balanced. And I thought that was exceptional. Now, I do understand that there was a large percentage of the community that did not like the drafting mode at all, but this is not the same at all, not even similar. Clearly, this is better than Blitz, but I don't see this as much.
I think that's the big point you just brought up. It's better than Blitz. It's better than grinding for Blitz.
But this is, to me, in my brain, this is actually a similar game mode to Blitz.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are playing like you and I. Open a mode, throw it on auto. You know, because the matchmaking I think is the big issue right now. And it used to be last week it was based on total collection power, or it seemed to be based on total collection power. Seems to be maybe a little bit more on the teams that you're using now, but still, as soon as I go into battle, I know I'm either gonna win or I'm going to lose. I'm going to hit that thing on auto anyway. And it seems like that's where a lot of people are playing this right now.
Oh, yeah.
So
if I know I'm going to lose, I put it on auto. If I know I'm going to win, I put it on auto. Now, the matches that I like are the matches where it's like, oh, okay, I've brought in a pretty good team. They brought in a pretty good team. I've got to punch up. I think I can win this if I play it manually. Yeah. And then I do. But I'm not finding, I mean, maybe that's, I think it would be a stretch to say that's even half the matches right now. Most of the matches are, a good percentage of the matches are just definitely, oh, I'm going to win or they're going to win. I'm putting it on autoplay. And, you know, hopefully I'm not ruining their day by doing that. And hopefully I'm speeding it up. And that's about it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's a lot of, I mean, I like what they did here. I like what the concept they're going for. There's a few misses here that's making it not fun. I think a lot of it is related to the matchmaking, but you know, people quitting. Right. You know, I want to quit battles a lot, and you know. Well,
they made a blog post and they said there's 3 things that they're going to change. They said they were going to improve the matchmaking now,
and they're still looking at it. Yeah, they're hot fixing that.
Okay. And so I want to give them the benefit of the doubt on matchmaking. In my experience, in every single game I've ever played, matchmaking has never been perfect. So better matchmaking is acceptable, and it is better than it was in the first couple of days. So they said they're going to continuously look at matchmaking. Number 2, they said that in this season right now, there are legendary characters for some of the daily and weekly objectives.
And they said they're going to remove them. But
they said they're going to remove that.
Oh, look at look, Dr. Octopus right here. Oh, look at this. Yeah, look at this, guys.
They said, that's pretty much locked for this first 4-week season.
Did they say it was next season they're making the changes? I don't remember the blog post.
Yeah, because I believe what's happening is that there's basically 4 tracks and everybody's on a different track and everybody's on a random track to keep the matches different. But at the end of the season, we've gone through all the tracks. I believe so. They're trying to keep it. Does that make sense?
So I believe next season is when we're not going to see the legendaries.
Yeah,
is what you got.
Like I had Doc Ock maybe the first week. Maybe you have Doc Ock the 3rd week. Maybe some people had it the 2nd week. Some people
I have first and 3rd week for Doc Ock.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah. But anyways, this season I believe is done. Anyways, they said they're going to remove legendaries from those things. Okay. And then lastly, and probably the most important thing, they said that the AI, like if someone quits out of the match, the AI is going to take over, and they said that's going to be on a future update. And I think
that disappointed me. Not a future season, a future update is what they said, and that's like, oh, we got to wait till February for that, because the blog post previous to that they said we're not having an update until like early February.
This is a long patch. So this was probably a 2-month long patch or 7 or 8 week long patch. So this is 6 characters in this patch means it's a long patch.
Yeah. Hopefully they go back on that and make it the next season that they put it to AI if you quit out. That way it'll save me time. If I know I'm losing a match, I can quit out and not feel any remorse for that. It's like, oh shoot, I should have just autoed it, let the person get their wins. Now if they do that, I'll just quit and then all right, let's go find a good match, you know, and the person can still get their knockouts and beat me. So
now the one thing I'll say about the battle pass is that I suggested early that you don't need to buy the battle pass immediately. You can decide if it's worth it later, depending on where you are. And I'm getting a lot of feedback from people that spent the $40 on the battle pass.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah, and they're already done. They're already done. They've already at 100 or they're close to 100 and they've finished everything out. And most of those people are saying that it was a waste of the $20 and they would have been just fine. So, I mean, I think if the people that waited to the end of the season or when the deadlines come off, then then you can make a decision if skipping 30 levels for $20 is it worth it. You would pretty much have to ignore this game mode for that to be of value, in my opinion, the way that the structure is set up right now.
Yeah, it makes no sense to get all those levels and grind. You're supposed to get all those levels or grind, you know, not both. I think a game mode that has promise, but that definitely needs more tweaks, like some of that we talked about. And we got notice that Minerva became fountainable. So awesome, baby. But unfortunately, at the expense of her becoming fountainable, Cull was made exclusive to premium orbs, and yeah, this in addition to the real-time arena and PvP and the battle pass, community's hot over this as well. Cull becoming an important member of this Black Order, not being made farmable in a normal way that the community accepts as farmable. What are your thoughts on the fountainable Minerva alongside with this Cull? Exclusive to premium orbs.
What do you want me to talk about first? Minerva?
Either one. I'll let you decide.
As you know, very few people have 7 gold star Minervas. I mean, putting any character in this 2% drop rate in premium orbs means you're not getting them for a long time unless you spend money. I mean, this is basically the most scarce way of making a character farmable, if you will. It's not. Other than putting them into
fountainable.
Yeah, I don't know what the fountainable means. I don't think there's a hidden message either. I think that's a straight up typo. So moving Minerva to War Store is fine. The thing is I'm quite happy with my Minerva at 6 stars. I'm not really in a rush to get her to 7 stars. I need the 15s more than I need her. And maybe at some point in the future, once I'm, cruising through Dark Dimension, or then maybe I'll pursue getting Minerva in that store. That's just where I'm at personally. Now, Cull going into this this abyss hole of never being able to get Yo-Yo and Cull is not surprising. And the reason why it's not surprising is they kind of did this they kind of held on to Colossus and the X-Men team for a long time. And I remember saying this many times, is like, are they going to give us the Colossus treatment on Cull? And Cull is, as far as red stars and gold stars and overall health pool, as important as Thanos. It really is. In mirror matches, Cull, we play a lot of mirror matches. You play mirror matches. It comes down to the Cull, and someone that has a 6 or a 7 red star Cull, that is usually the teams I can't beat. It's not. I mean, everybody's got high red star Thanos at this point, or most of the matches, but it's Cull. And so there's going to be one more Blitz. There's going to be another Cull Blitz. But
January 4th.
I guess this is kind of a terrible way of releasing Caracal. This is not friendly. But at the same time, this is keeping everybody from not having maxed out Culls, and maybe the mirror matches are gonna be easier. I don't know.
I mean, this just tells me that the Black Order is going to remain in the meta for a little while longer. If he came to the game, the way to reduce the scare, to bring him out of the meta, is to make him available for everyone, or to nerf the character. And they're not nerfing the character, but they're not making him available to everyone right now. So Black Order is still kind of that premium team right here, which because of that, they're probably not falling out of the meta for a while. X-Men with Colossus did not fall out of the meta till way after he became farmable. So this Black Order's gonna rule for a little while longer, guys, is what this tells me.
And Doom, Doom is going to be the shift, right? And that is a long time away still. And we don't even know how strong Doom really is. We don't know. He looks strong, but here's the thing about Cull. This is not friendly to the player base, the way of releasing a character. The only upside to this, and I actually would be a little bit more upset, but there's going to be one more Cull Blitz in January. Cerebro made a post, he responded to a post on Reddit saying there was going to be a Cull Blitz. Yeah. And so that Cull Blitz has pacified me a little bit, because then I should be at least able to take my Cull from 5 to 6 stars. And then I'm usually pretty content when I get a character 6 stars. It's just getting to 6 stars, once they're available, once they're fountainable, is important to me. But once I get them to 6 stars, I kind of just let them naturally progress over time. And so that Blitz, and with Sim Blitzing, should be an interesting event. It really should be.
Yeah, so
highest scores ever. We'll see.
That's going to be a big one. We'll talk about when we talk about the Blitz, but that was announced with a date in the blog post, January 4th. We have a Cull Blitz, and then that Thursday we're going to have the first Yelena Blitz. So that's going to be a heavy blitzing week.
It's going to be a Monday Blitz. That's going to be interesting.
It's a Monday Blitz.
Yeah, but, Monday Blitzes are typically not that big of a deal. This is going to be a big deal, Monday Blitz. Yeah,
we'll talk about that when we get to the Blitz. Let's talk about the new raids, though. We got new raid sliders previously, and I know you guys are going through difficulty 3 on, I guess, the slider 3 on difficulty 4. So 4-3 on this. This is our first time doing it. We're at 60%. What are you guys doing right now? And are you enjoying these new rewards, these new bonus per node rewards?
Okay, so we're targeting 80%. And it is challenging, and it kind of feels like Dark Dimension 3. There's nothing more frustrating than going into a node and your key character like Anti-Venom gets deleted, or a key character like Minerva's deleted, and you can't even revive them. You know, it's frustrating. Yeah. And we're having to double tap nodes and do a lot of silly things. I can't hate on it because I'm not at level 80, and a lot of my characters are not at a minimum of ISO 4. And so ISO 4 gives me, ISO level 2 gives me 10% health, and then ISO 4 gives me another 10% health, so a total of 20% extra health. And the damage and health and armor gains from going from level 75 to 80 are significant.
Crazy.
A little under 20%, but almost somewhere around the 20% mark. Which was non-existent from going from 70 to 75. That was only focus and resistant with like a 2% health. So because I don't have characters at level 80, I'm not able to make an assessment of whether this is fun or not. I feel like the situation and the frustration that I'm currently experiencing on this is because I'm not at level 80 and my characters are not at ISO 4. I think being at ISO 4 and level 80, and then whether or not it is doable or not will be determined then. At the same time, I don't necessarily think it would have been fun to beat this on day 1. What do you think, Valley? What if we could just beat this day 1?
I have no problem with the difficulty. I like content that I have to chase, that I have to build on my characters, that I have to progress in my roster. And it's like, we used to be at 30%, now we're at 60%. I could visually see that my roster is progressing. It feels good. I think most of the community's problem was with these bonus rewards. You're not really seeing a significant increase. The increase.
But the trash is the rewards. These rewards have nothing in here. Like if they at least gave us some 15s in there, or an orb that actually had 15, there's no point to this. It's literally trash rewards from what I can see. And so I like the difficult. Actually, I welcome the difficulty. Just that the rewards are not worth it. Like, I mean, I'll upgrade some characters. Like right now, I would say Minerva. She doubles down as tech and Kree, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna use her in Dark Dimension 4. So like I'm trying to get her up to level 80 ISO 4, get her going, because I'm gonna need her anyways. Because she's gonna be a key member for sustain. But this feels kind of DD3-ish in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it is really tough. Now, I think one of the toughest skill lanes in the raid right now, or the toughest lanes right now, is the ones that have tech and skill characters. What are you using in these lanes? I have some recommendations from chat, but let me hear from what you have recommended right now.
I'm using it's skill and tech. Yeah, I use Zemo, Ultron, Minerva, Doc Ock, and somebody else. I can't remember who my last one was, but I know it's those 4.
That does sound like very good characters. This is our first time doing difficulty 3, and I don't know what we're doing. I just follow the alliance on that, and it didn't seem that bad. The nodes that I could use the symbiotes and other characters, but the tech skill lanes are tough. And recommendation from chat this morning was to use Aimtron. Have you had anybody in your alliance try Aimtron to see how effective that is?
No, I have not. I have not thought of trying Aimtron. I've been using basically. It does have the nodes that I have. Those are timing out. If I don't get deleted, they're timing out. And so I have not been. See, and my Ultron is just tickling them right now. By the way, he's not doing a significant amount of damage. So maybe Aimtron. I have not tried Aimtron. That sounds interesting, actually.
I want to try them as well. I haven't tried them, but chat recommended, and it sounds very good. He said he's dominating those lanes. So
I will try that today. Actually, that's interesting.
But I like the difficulty. These rewards. Everything seems bad except for these season points. So. And these beta raid orbs and all these Greek raid orbs, if you've been playing for a while, they're not very valuable because it's all characters that have been farmable for a while, as opposed to what we had earlier in the game's life is characters being released that way, or newer characters or unfarmable characters in these orbs. And it's like, oh, I'm looking forward to opening these orbs. I'm looking forward to finishing these raids. And for a while, it's just been more gold orbs and more like resources that we're saving. So
yeah,
I would like to see the orb change a little bit.
I don't see an incentive to doing 100% difficulty 3. If there was like an additional orb up there that had a percent chance, even if it was 5% chance of dropping a 15, that would make it way more interesting than it is now. Right now, it's just like, okay, yeah, cool. I get some pieces.
Yeah, even if it's just that difficulty 3 and that 100%, you know, it gives us something to chase. Give us something to chase with the rewards. Make a new orb. Make a new orb. They make new great orbs all the time.
But keep in mind, Valley, we have not experienced, the Wakanda Kree nodes yet.
Oh, that is coming up next week, I think, right?
Yeah, we might hate this.
So fun.
Well, we might hate it. We'll see.
Did you guys go back and do any of the difficulty 3s for some of those first time rewards? Not yet.
No, we're focused on the season points, so we just did 1, 2, and 3.
Gotcha. All right, so moving on, we got an event going on right now for one of the most important dad bros in the game. Right here, the Mojo versus Mayhem for Shatterstar. For longer time players, these events are usually easy. It's newer mid-game players that struggle with this a little. Any thoughts on this? And do you have any team recommendations for some newer players that might be struggling with this?
I'm sorry, I auto-played it. I don't remember.
Yeah, I auto-played it as well.
Yeah,
I was just wondering if you heard anything from chat.
I think the event is shorter than normal, though.
Okay. Yeah,
the amount of time is shorter. So I know that in the past, there was a certain level of expectations of on what star level you were going to have by the end of the event, but the event runs a lower amount of time. So
I didn't even pay attention to the time that's running.
Yeah, keep that in mind. It's a shorter event than normal. So I'm personally trying to get a 5 gold on him. So I'm gonna probably but I usually try to do that at the end because there's a certain amount of randomness on those orbs, right? They do give you a couple on the ends, right? But the middle one has a 14-15% chance of getting the event character. And so some people are luckier than others, and then you get to the event and you easily have higher gold stars than somebody else. So I personally just want to get them at least to 5 by the end of the event.
Well, let me just tell you, there's seed theory, there's all these other theories, but we opened a bunch of these on stream earlier this week. Nose theory, 100%. I think in 3 orbs or 5 orbs, we got like 49 Shatterstar. It is. Yeah, I use it very sparingly because it is still at 100%. Every time I've done it, I've got a good pull, and I don't know. So try that if you guys are struggling. Now, let me know how nose theory works for you. You open a nose, you open the orb with your nose.
That was a popular theory back in Marvel Contest to Champions back 4 or 5 years ago. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh, was that a previous?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a brand new thing. All right. Well, I guess it's back in fashion, guys.
That was a thing back in the day. Nose theory. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my goodness. Well, it is live again in Marvel Strike Force, guys.
That's great.
But moving on to Screen Champions, more Mojo stuff. We got some milestones, and I guess the community is kind of mixed about this. And I guess the big thing they're mixed about is, should you sim blitz or should you manually blitz, placing it on an auto? What are you doing right now with your blitzes for these milestones?
Well, here's the deal. This event is, first of all, let's just say what it is. This event is designed in a way to be confusing and not to be clear. Nothing is spelled out easily. This literally takes
all you gotta do is open these orbs. Super clear right there.
Open the orbs. No, but how do you get the points for the orbs? And so the points for the orbs, they made it seem like it had something to do with rating and arena matches and real-time arena. No, basically it has to do with daily activities, how much campaign and ISO energy split, and then whether you blitz. And then you have 2 choices on blitzing, either manually or simming. And so I think if you do the minimum amount of campaign energy, 4 and 1, basically do the bare bones on campaign energy, every day, because that is really there's only two variable: campaign energy, ISO 8 energy, and how much you blitz.
Yeah.
And then when it comes down to blitzing, there's different points awarded for simming than versus manually. And so the math breaks down that you need to do 71 or so manual playing blitzing a day, or about 120 sim blitzing a day. So 120 sim blitzing a day is the path that I'm going. And if I'm doing 20 wins per rotation in my roster, which is a generous number, right? I mean, you could maybe eke out 22 or 23 or 24, whatever it is, but let's keep it simple and say it's 20 wins per rotation, meaning I'm needing to do 6 rotations per day. Now, the way that the rotations are currently set up is that you can do them every 2 hours, and you can do up to 8 rotations per day. So if you really wanted to get this event done quickly, you know, if you started doing 8 rotations a day, you could technically finish it in about 11, 12 days. Or like myself, I'm pacing myself to do 6 rotations a day. I've got a timer set up on my phone. I log in every 2 hours, do a full sim rotation, which takes 5 minutes, let's say, and that's fine. And I'm gonna pace myself to be on track, you know, as the days go on, as I get like halfway through the event and so on. I'm gonna see where I am on scoring, and I'm opening up the 800 orbs. But that mouthful that I just said right now was not explained well. The event was designed to be needlessly complicated and confusing, and so that you play haphazardly, not really understanding how the event works. You get to the end of towards the 2-week period, like, you know, 10 days, 12 days in, and you're like, my goodness, I'm short X amount of points. Oh, I can buy these packs. How convenient. It's frankly, it's nonsense the way the event was rolled out and pitched.
The last one was like this as well. Very confusing. We got to figure this out on our own about all this stuff, and it appeared just like you said. It appeared that you get blitz, you get points per arena win, but it's only an objective. Same thing for raid wins. Same for
just daily objectives.
Yeah, it's just objective wins. So that's a fixed amount, and for me, I think sim blitzing is the way to go, because if I look, 6 rotations of sim blitz, total time spent, it's about half an hour or so. Just doing 1 rotation of a manual blitz, autoing that takes about half an hour. So I could do 6 rotations in the same amount of game time that it takes me to do 1 rotation. So for me, this is a no-brainer. But I think what Scopely said, helping out players that don't have this on lock, I think that is what it was designed for, and not anything just to, you know, screw people out of getting these rewards, because time-wise, it's about the same. But yeah, it does get very confusing. So if you haven't started doing all your sim blitzing and all that stuff, guys, and you want to hit all these rewards, you got to start now, because it's a daily thing. Don't wait till the end, or you're having to buy all this stuff. And you know, there's some ways to save money if you want to do that. But
and there's offers, and I do offer review, right? And the thing about the offers is, like, I don't count that screen time currency as any value, right? There is value, of course, right? But it's just like, if the other items add up to the price of the pack, or exceed the price of the pack, and you get that stuff for free, that's fine, right?
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, there's 2 ways of looking at this event. Look at the rewards, and you're like, boy, that's a lot of work. I don't really care. Play the game as you normally would, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to get a lot of free stuff. If you look at the rewards and you say, wow, those are really good, and they are, because the rewards are very generous.
Yes.
And for me, I look at them and I say, I need those rewards. The effort is worth it, and I'm going to do it. And that's fine, because it's not free stuff. It's free stuff. It's just that if the rewards weren't compelling, I could just skip it and just get halfway through the event or something, and there's still a lot of really good stuff in it.
Yeah.
That I, you know, just play the game the way you normally would play it. But if you want to max out rewards, for me, my suggestion is you're gonna have to, you know, do a sim, you know, 120. Depending on who did the calculations, I'm seeing anywhere from 117 to 120 sim blitz wins a day, which is going to be 6 rotations with 20 wins.
Yeah, and if you haven't already been doing that, this number goes up. You'll have to recalculate this stuff on your own for that. But this is let me give a shout out to Mark Reichel. I guess this was posted on Facebook and was sent to me by Marshy from the Valley Club. So shout out to you guys for doing this. But there's a lot of other calculations out there that are similar. But yeah, if you guys haven't already started this is based on doing this right on day 1. Yeah, start, guys, because the rewards are pretty good. All right, now in addition into this Mojo event going on for the winter right now. Looks like sometime in January we're getting another event. This is to release Red Guardian, and the last character that was a event release character was horrible. It was painful, and that was Anti-Venom. That is what made me hate Blitz. And now that we have Blitz Sim, I like Blitz again. But what are your thoughts on these event release characters? Because it was not fun last time.
Well, we have six characters this patch. Four of them we pretty much know how they're going to be released. Two of them are going to be Blitz. One of them is being event campaign, and this is what I guess we're going to call this milestone campaign. Is that the best way to call it?
Yeah, that's probably a better name for it than what I called it.
Yeah, milestone campaign, because it's kind of like Anti-Venom was released, and so like right now we have a campaign running right now, the Screen Time campaign, which has exceptional rewards. And I'm fully expecting that this Red Guarding event to be like Anti-Venom, where the reward is the character and everything else is kind of not good. Yeah. Like all the orbs are bad, all the milestones are bad. Basically, the only upside to this is the character, right? Yeah. And that's what I'm expecting. That's what happened last time. Now, how the event is going to be ran, how it's going to what's going to be required to finish the event is back to that needlessly complicated model for creating these events, where literally the event goes live. We spend about 2 hours figuring it out on spreadsheets, and then we make a video. I don't understand why they have to not, or why don't they at least give out the information in advance, or at least when the event goes live, spell it out. Why is it that we're just kind of expected to figure it out on our own and create spreadsheets and videos to explain how it really works?
It's probably just like you said about this past event, brother. They want people to be confused, and then at the end of the event panicking, oh, I'm not going to hit it, and let me just buy some offers. I think it's very purposeful how they do it. Yeah,
that is the intention. Yeah, they really wanted the event to be confusing, and then some sort of panic created towards the end of the event to fuel spending. And or hang out with us and we'll figure it out, and we'll make videos, and we'll try to create a way of doing it and getting min-maxing this event. That being said, they change the events slightly every single time. Yeah. So how this event is going to play out specifically with now that we have Sim Blitz versus Manual Blitz remains to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, we know some of the overall details here, but we don't know all the point breakdowns, how much activity we're gonna need. So, we'll see what happens. But I'm expecting this sometime in mid-January or so, sometime after this Mojo event happens. Also coming in January though is our girl Emma Frost returning finally. Yeah. And this is her third iteration of her milestone event. We've had two previous, and this will probably be the final one. And are you expecting that rotational seasonal orb that they're talking about with these milestones when Emma Frost comes back, or should we keep saving them? See when she'll be in these new milestone orbs.
Okay, well, two things about this event. In the past, they said that the orbs that right now that we have with Symbiote Spider-Man and Coulson, that is going to be the last version of that orb, and they're going to change it to a seasonal orb. So that orb is not being updated, and so there's no there's no reason to save that orb with hopes that Emma is going to be added to that orb. That's not going to happen. They've been very specific about that. So I'm expecting that they're going to introduce a new orb. Maybe they'll call it a spring or a winter or a fall, or maybe they'll just call it an Emma orb, right? I don't know, Emma milestone orb. And then she'll be introduced into this new orb. Will that happen on this event? Seems likely, right? Yeah. But they change these events all the time, right? And they even spell out one of the changes right here, that they were replacing the T4 ability materials with 8 SBCs, right? Which some people don't really like, because they basically, I think the T4s are worth more than the SBCs, but these events are usually a very good way of getting character by spending gold, and save your gold is the message. The message is really simple: save your gold for this event. And the Symbiote Spider-Man orbs are not getting updated. There's no point in saving them. I saved them because I use them on Seed Theory. Some people were saving them for an orb opening event. So do what you got to do.
Yeah, I'm probably opening it before the beginning of this year to hopefully get some symbiote Spider-Mans up.
And if they delete these orbs,
yes,
because they rotate the orbs out, right? They usually send out a notification.
Usually,
but you don't want to get. You don't want to get. Usually, but you don't want to get stuck with 600 of these and then they disappear from your roster. And the problem is that they're still there in your inventory. You just can't see them and you can't open them.
Yeah.
And it creates. This is how many times has that happened?
A few, and a few that they've said, "Oh, we're sorry about this," and then it's happened again. So,
yeah. Well,
be careful with these. Be careful with these orbs, guys.
Yeah, if you're sitting on milestone orbs, they're not coming out with a new they're not updating that orb. That orb is done. That's the last version of that orb. They're not updating the contents. And I think it's a bad idea for that orb to disappear without you opening them. Might be a good idea to open them now. Unless you have some other reason not to, but get your Coulson, get your symbiote Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, and if you already have them at 7 stars, you'll get some training orb fragments and gold orb fragments and other stuff. Some shards for Ultimus. But,
yeah, I save them for seed theory. When I get a 10 drop on symbiote Spider-Man or Coulson, then I go into red stars. But anyways, that's an optional fictional fun thing, anyways, right?
Yeah, it's all for fun. It's all for fun, guys.
It's fun, yeah.
All right, Arena Store. And I'm expecting this Swarm to be added to Arena Store on the first Wednesday of January 6th. So I'm not even remembering. Are they keeping up with the cadence that they talked about at the beginning of the year? At least 2 farmable characters per month. And then okay. So we've already had enough in January in December to make this work.
I haven't been tracking it, but I've not seen the outcries that there's not been enough characters. I believe we had 3 this month already. If I think about it, I know we're over 2.
Okay. All right, and we got some blitzes coming up. So this week we have the cable blitz that's going on right now. Longshot's first blitz is coming up on Thursday, and that should probably be a crazy blitz. Next week we'll get the second Longshot blitz. Yeah. Let's go to the scores real quick. These were the scores for Yellow Jacket. Top 1%, 30 million. And I'm thinking that even though people aren't really wanting cable, the scores for cable are going to be pretty high as well. What are your thoughts? What do you think as far as scoring for cable? And follow-up question before you answer. Are you going to blitz hard for Longshot?
Okay, well, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so we have a useless blitz right now, a cable. Well, it's useless to me. And because of the vent and having to do 6 rotations a day, this will be my highest blitz to date. And Longshot will be higher.
Okay. And then we're getting a second Longshot blitz. We're getting a second. Personally. Yeah, so I was just wondering because I know you were like opposed to blitz so much, and I know you're blitzing now, but it's sim blitz. It's different.
It's kind of a hassle, logging in every 2 hours, 8 times a day. Like right now, I'm doing 5 or 6 a day, but when Longshot hits, I'm going to be trying getting 8.
The full 8. Okay. Yeah, and I think logging it every 2 hours for 5 minutes is much better than logging in every 2 hours for half an hour. It's so much easier to do. I love this sim blitz. After Longshot though, we're getting another Longshot blitz. Before that, we have Rocket coming up on the week of the 28th. But big blitz, guys. Let's go back to this screen right here. Big blitz is coming up on the week of the 4th, January 4th. Yeah. Monday blitz is going to be Cull Obsidian, which we talked about a little previously. Yeah. And then the first iteration of the Yelena Belova Red Room blitz. This is going to be a huge week for blitzing.
Three important blitzes in a row. We're going to go from the second Longshot to Cull to the first Yelena. So I hate to say this, but maybe this is a very smart plan of theirs to get me personally used to logging in every 2 hours, 8 times a day.
Yeah, I guess they're getting that screen time metric that they want for people logging in and blitz.
Yeah, screen time metric, right? Yeah, engagement metric.
That was an important thing that they looked at. So
these blitz numbers, I don't know. They're going to be high. They're going to be high.
Very, very high. All right, and yes, Legendaries returning. We talked about Shuri coming back, which is good for all the players that missed out on her when they kind of disrespected her and switched her up in order with Ebony Maw. But we're also getting Dr. Octopus sometime in this update, so sometime in January, I think he's coming.
Well, if I were to guess, that we're gonna get Shuri on the 28th, And if I were to guess, we're going to get Doc Ock on the 11th. But then again, they do whatever they want.
Yeah, we got schedules, and then it's exactly, let's say they look at the infographics and says, yeah, this is not how it's going to be. You guys, we don't want you predicting anything.
No, it's a part of the frustration mechanics embedded into this game for sure.
I'm used to it. I've been playing for this game for a while, and I know their strategy. I know their dirty tricks.
3 years coming up on global launch. 3 years here pretty soon, right?
Goodness, it's been that long. All right, and now it is time for my favorite part, where we're talking about rumors and speculation. Unfortunately, with a lot of these events going on standstill, there's not a lot of rumors, but let's talk about speculation. The first one I want to talk about is the astonishing X-Men. We know that we're going to get Iceman, Kitty Pryde, Beast is going to that team, and of course, the legendary Jubilee is going to that team. Who are you expecting for this fifth member of that team? Someone that we knew about previously, or someone else?
All right. The one that makes the most sense to me is Nightcrawler. And the reason for that is I think they're saving Gambit, Rogue, and Professor X for something else. Okay.
There's some rumors about Gambit and Rogue coming in for Valentine's Day, which is around the time that this next update is dropping, and maybe around the time of the legendary Jubilee joining the game. Do you think that those rumors about Gambit Rogue are accurate, or do you think they're pushing her off, kind of like they did in your previous game with Jedi Luke? You know, when they want revenue, that's when they release popular characters, or do you think the rumors are true? This February.
Well, here's the thing: the rumors may have been true at the time that they were rumored. They could have changed their minds 9 times since then. I don't think they know when they're coming out. I don't think anybody. I don't think they know themselves. They may have a plan, but that plan changes, and I think that's the reason why we don't really get much information that far on events, is because it's very fluid.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen times that there's been data mines, things haven't happened, and there's time official announcement, ends blog post, and then things also get changed. So we'll see what happens. Let me know your predictions, guys. What do you think is coming in February? More astonishing X-Men, Gambit, Rogue rumors. There's been rumors of other legendaries. All right, and last question before we get out of these rumors and speculation. The legendary Jubilee. She has to be unlocked somehow. There's been rumors floating around of all kind of unlocks. I think the leading theory that makes sense based on previous events would be Pimtech. But as we know, with these recent changes to the legendary schedule and stuff, the previous events mean nothing. So are you still leaning towards Pimtech, or is there another team or some weird combination that you're leaning towards for unlocking Jubilee?
Real talk.
Right, real talk.
This is what's gonna happen.
Right.
Some guy's gonna pull up his spreadsheet. He's pull up a spreadsheet and he says, well, we want X number of players to be able to get this legendary character the first time around without spending money, or at least spending more money. Like they've already spent the money, right?
Yes.
And I can see that there's too many people that purchased Pimtech already. And because the number is too high, we need to make it more obscure. Let me get out my number crunching and find a different schedule. I think that these events are designed around scarcity, not anything else.
Okay.
Nothing else. No logic whatsoever. No predictability. And if Pimtech did not sell well, it probably will be the legendary unlock. If it's sold very, very well and a high number of people have it, and it's not going to get them to spend more money, they're not gonna do that. They'll find something else weirder, like these new characters that are coming out right now. Maybe it'll be She-Hulk and Beast and the Dad Bros and the Skilletary. We don't know. I don't know that they know. I don't think that they know. I think they'll figure it out the week before.
That's the theme of this speculation, guys. They don't even know yet, probably. And you probably are exactly right. We joke about it a lot. But yeah, they probably do look, hey, how many people are going to unlock this? How many people do we want to unlock this? Let's make it more scarce. And that's probably where the villain mystic controllers, not at 5-star, at 6 stars came from. That's probably what happened with Phoenix. So that's probably what's going to happen with our next legendary mutant character. That's so fitting of the title.
I have this idea that it might be a double legendary still.
Oh, who do you think would be the other one?
Well, this happened in another game where they made the first legendary Jubilee relatively easy to get. And in the game I played, that was Darth Revan. And then less than a month later, they created a new type of event so that it was not like a typical traditional legendary unlock, but it was something different. And that was even harder to get. And then the team really didn't work unless you got the second legendary. And so in that game, it was Darth Revan, and then the real legendary, or the legendary that made the team actually work, was Malik. And so maybe that's what's happening here with Jubilee. Jubilee will be the first legendary, and then they'll release the second legendary later. And the team doesn't really work correctly until you get the second legendary. Maybe that'll be Nightcrawler, or who knows.
I hope Scopely doesn't go down the CG path. That's actually what caused me to stop playing Swaga. Because of that Malik event happening so quickly. I did not like that. I stopped playing because of that.
Yeah, it was frustrating. And I don't want to get into that, but that was absolutely horrible.
So Scopely, take some lessons from your predecessors. Don't do it like that, because you might make money, but you're gonna upset the community a lot. All right, and that is it for the news, brother. We got through it. The last weekly news update until Christmas. Oh yeah, baby. So thank you for joining me.
Merry Christmas.
As always, a pleasure. Merry Christmas to you, and Merry Christmas to all you guys out there. If you celebrate Christmas or not, I hope you have a great one. And yeah, OhemGee, brother, you got anything coming up that you want to promote?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I want everybody to have a safe, be safe around Christmas. I had COVID. I don't wish that on anybody. It was not that fun of an experience. I don't, of course it wasn't necessarily lethal, but it was a huge inconvenience, and it was definitely scary at times.
Yeah, so I wish the same for you guys. Hopefully you have a happy, safe holiday season, and spend a lot of time with your families, because don't take that stuff for granted, guys. Links for OhemGee channels and everything will be down below. And yeah, I want to thank you guys for everything you've done in 2020. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, and hopefully you guys have a great 2021. OhemGee, brother, give me a Hulk fist bump before you go, baby.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, here we go.